Hi there, Cappies. Healing Grasshopper here to do your last week in September reading, the 23rd to the 30th. Both of these are reversed. Okay. So guys, this looks very much like the rest of the readings in September. I feel like you've got the Four of Cups in like all of the readings. And if not, it's that same kind of. And by the way, you're a lot of people are getting Four of Cups. It's not just you. I feel like I've seen Four of Cups more than any card in the past month. Um, feels a hair different though. A lot of the times, this points to being like overly traumatized to the point where you are just numb and are unable to see any opportunities coming at you. Um, but this one feels more like there's been opportunity after opportunity. These three cups here are representing in this reading opportunities that have been given to you by the universe. And here is the fourth one. And you're still like, nah, no, thank you. You know, I don't believe that this one's going to work. And then there is a story that I heard um, once years ago. Ice-T told this story, the rapper, on he had a show, like a talk show with his wife. It didn't last that long. I really liked that show. I'm sorry it didn't survive, but um, Ice-T tells the story of a flood and how this guy is, and it's so flooded that, people are like evacuating to their roofs. So this guy is sitting on his roof praying to God. And he asks God to help him, you know, get out of this situation. So a boat comes by and they're like, come on, get on the boat. We're going to take you out of here. And he's like, no, that's okay. I prayed to God to save me. God's coming for me, right? So they're like, okay. So they leave, and then another boat comes, and they're like, hurry up, the flood's getting, higher. We're gonna save you. And he's like, no, that's okay. I prayed to God. God's gonna save me. So that boat leaves, and a bunch of boats come by, and he refuses them all. And finally, the flood overtakes the dude, and he dies. And he gets to heaven, and he's like, God, I prayed for you to save me. And God's like, I sent you seven boats. This kind of feels like that. Um, and I know that sounds somewhat, I don't mean to sound condescending to you, Cappies, because those of you who are new, you must know that I'm a Capricorn sun too. Let's start with that. So trust me, I'm not talking down to you. I know I am not one of those readers that are like, oh, I remove myself from the readings. I don't do that. I don't think that's possible. This is Capricorn Sun. I am a Capricorn Sun. I see myself in the Capricorn Sun readings. Um, and it is a very good way. And there's, my life And then there's the energy that I bring in from you that, I can very much relate to it. So I say all that to say that no one's condescending to you. No one is, shaking their finger at you, telling you that you're doing it wrong, all that. That's not what I'm trying to do here. This is Capricorn community here, trying to support each other. Um, and by the way, by each other, I'm talking about the comments. Uh, Tell me how you feel about the reading. When I answer every single comment, we'll chat in the comments too. But anyway, in the reading, what this is saying is that your expectations are not, for lack of a better word, appropriate. I don't know if that's not the right word. Your expectations don't fit the moments, right? The Four of Pentacles is pointing at your expectation. A lot of the times, this can be being miserly, overly controlling, which, you know, earth signs are guilty of doing often. But in this reading, next to this card here, and the combined energy is like you're adhering too closely to specific outcomes that you have in your mind for things that is keeping you stagnant. So what spirit's going to need you to do is consider everything that comes to you. This can be job offers. This can be um, new methods of doing things. Look, in this week and in the coming weeks, whenever you feel yourself rejecting something, like, nope, that's not for me, stop and take another look at it. And ask yourself, does spirit want me to consider this? And then the answer is going to come to you. Okay? Just don't be so quick to reject things. Oh, judgments. Reversed? It is reversed. Okay, so judgment reversed is like failure to launch. And here I am still sounding condescending. I'm sorry if I sound that way, but that's just the way Spirit is delivering this now because Spirit is literally trying to wake you up. Like literally, because that's what the judgment is about. Waking one up from an old paradigm to something new. And Spirit has been unable to get your attention. See how this corresponds to this here? Spirit's trying to hand you a cup and you're rejecting it. Spirit is blowing a horn. Spirit's like, da, 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 and you guys are still like, no. So, how do you apply this to your life? Because some of you are like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not true. I'm not. Maybe you need to look a little closer. Um, the first place you need to look at is, where are you disappointed? Where are your disappointments? Right? Whatever it is that often, like on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever it is that happens frequently that you're like, why does this always happen to me? Why isn't this working yet? Why are other people getting something and I'm not? Those kind of thoughts you need to examine, and you need to realize that is the very area that spirit is trying to help you with. That you're kind of, I know that you don't mean to shut spirit out. Almost no one does. But we inadvertently do it when we're thinking negatively about things, when we're writing things off, when we're not receiving downloads and we're, too wrapped up in our root chakras. What else we got? High Priestess, you see? Reversed. Reversed? Yeah, this is exactly what I said before. When you're shutting spirit out, this is High Priestess. Okay, so this is very typical for an earth sign, okay? Because we are children of the earth. We are, the earth is our element. It's where we naturally work from, right? And that's also what Four of Pentacles is talking about. Very, very much rooted in earth, because pentacles are earth, by the way. And look at how he's clutching the pentacles. This is too much steeped in your element, in earth. You've got to let a little water, a little air, a little fire in. More of a balance. But specifically, the high priestess is talking about water. Okay? This is, and so is judgment. Well, there is a balance in judgment too. But primarily right now, in this moment, we're talking about water. For you to lift yourself out of this, you're going to have to connect with your intuition. How do you do that? Take some quiet time. Do some spiritual things. Sit down and listen to some binaural beats. A third eye and or crown chakra uh, binaural beats meditation. Um, you can literally spend more time in water. Take a bath, a quiet one. Put on some music, light a candle, and carry with you into that tub the intention of immersing yourself in the water elements and have the purpose of connecting with spirit. The other thing you can do is that in your daily workings, you're at the supermarket and there's you can't you can't choose whether you want, I don't know, peaches or nectarines. Ask spirit, which ones do you think are sweeter? Which ones do, and I know that sounds really, really silly, but the more you bring spirit into your everyday minutia, the better you're going to be at hearing spirit. And don't feel like, because I used to feel like this. Don't feel like you're being frivolous with spirit. Spirit's not, it's not like, oh, you only go to spirit um with important things. It's frivolous and disrespectful to go and ask spirit about minutia. That's not true. Spirit's there to help you with anything and everything that you feel you need help with. Seriously, anything. This is going to help you get in the flow, Capricorn, because I really do. This says it all right here. This is too much earth. Too much of anything is not good. Knight of Swords. Impatience. So hold on. Let me just get the third. There's a sense of urgency here. There is a there is a feeling of being anxiety, right? But look above your anxiety here. You have judgments reversed. Guys, how are you going to be able to alleviate this anxiety and lift yourself out of being in this alone if you don't invite spirit in? Spirit is there, blasting a horn at you. Those of you who live near the beach, go to the beach. And it's getting cold now, I know, but go to the beach anyway. Have a little chat, sit on the beach and have a chat with spirit on the beach. And take some time to take your shoes off and wet your feet too. Those of you who live more inland, you can go to your local lake. You know, it'd be nice if there's like a dock, you can sit on the dock with your feet in the water. Um, find a lake that it's easy for you to put your feet in the water. I really feel like that'll be helpful. Um, Two of Wands. Twos talk about a choice. And for some of you, there might be a literal, like, real world choice that you need to make. And of course, the answer to that is letting spirit in. But This is talking about as soon as you choose your spirituality, this is going to dissipate at least. And then there's going to start to be answers. Then the cups are going to start to look different all of a sudden. And let's not forget, cups are water, right? This is all emotion and intuition. We've got more cards coming, guys. So there's clarity coming. Wheel of Fortune. Hey, this is a very strong message here, guys. Once you choose the right path, you will find your fortune. So there should be, especially in this week, um, an effort to integrate your spirituality into your life. Reversed. Queen of Swords. Okay. Queen of Swords reversed. So, for the most part, Capricorn has, I can't speak for every single Capricorn because every Capricorn has it different in their lives, right? But I have observed the Capricorn collective eliminating toxicity out of their lives. And I would say like 80 to 95% of us have cleaned it all out. We as a collective, especially light worker Capricorn collective, have attracted quite a few toxic people in our lives. And for the past handful of years, it's been like one after the next of people that we're realizing we need to remove from our lives. The Queen of Swords reversed is pointing to things in your life that you're not quite, no, I just heard no. I was gonna say you might not realize that's toxic. You realize it, but here's the thing about Capricorns. We are the type of people that like to, well, like we feel the need to, we will stay in a situation for as long as possible to really give it a fair shot, right? We are not the kind of fickle people who just walk away like, oh, you pissed me off, I'm done with you. It's kind of like, maybe I need to see if this person's this, uh, uh, this person's way. Maybe I need to look at it in a different angle. I need to give them the benefit of the doubt. I need to explain myself. I need to have them understand my point of view. And maybe they don't, okay, that kind of thing with Capricorns, for the most part, can be a wonderful virtue because when we commit, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about in general, this can be platonic, this can be jobs, this any kind of relationship. When we commit to a relationship, we are committed and we make sure that we exhaust every method possible in saving the relationship, right? But there comes a time where you come to the end of the road, and there's got to be a realization that there's no fixing things. Um, so reverse is like a reluctance to swing the sword, right? The metaphorical sword to finally make that decision that you are done. And see, this is under the anxiety card here, the Nine of Swords. There is something in your life, Capricorns, that are giving you grief. That out of the goodness of your heart, you are continuing to tolerate. Spirit is telling you now, and look, it's on top of judgment. Part of what judgment is trying to get you to see is that you need to cut some things out of your life. And I don't think that's a very big mystery to you guys. I think all of you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about in this reading right now, at some point tonight or tomorrow, someone's going to say something or do something, and you're going to be like, wow, this is what Grasshopper was talking about. This is the person. This is the situation. This is the relationship, the situation that I really need to take a good look at and see if this is really working for me because I don't see it improving. Whatever that thing is, guys, I'm here to tell you it's not going to get better. And it's going to continue to bring this into your life. Queen of Swords in a diagonal with the Knight of Swords is like, as soon as you decide, don't don't let them talk you out of it. You know, don't go for that, you know, 2001 uh chance. You know, you've already gave them so many chances you can't even count. Don't go for that next chance. That's it. That's time. Whoa, we got flying cards. Yeah, see, this is not reversed. Okay. Because the outcome here is opportunity. This is like avalanche of opportunities. But opportunity, so many opportunities that there's going to need to be uh, an exercise in discernment here. This is kind of like, ain't nobody got time for this nonsense. You've got too much to focus on here. Okay. Eight of Wands. Yes, attached to the Knight of Swords. There is a lot that the universe is planning for you, Capricorn. You're on the precipice of something new, and you've been there for a while, but Spirit has been waiting for you to kind of tidy things up before it brings new things into your life. Someone else got this in their bonus or in one of the weeks in September. Yeah, you're not the only sign. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Let's see how it's attached to the Nine of Swords here. This is feeling left out in the coals. Sometimes people can make you feel lonely. You can feel like you don't relate to people. You can't get them to make them see you. They just don't see you. But look at the Ten of Pentacles. But the thing is that not everyone's going to see you, Capricorn. There's a saying, um, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Okay, we're getting a lot of alternative meanings for cards in this reading. The Five of Pentacles doesn't always mean that. It usually means like being left out in the cold, feeling like there's no recourse, no alternative, there's nowhere for you to go, and no support or whatever. And that's kind of what that's saying here, but I'm feeling more like feeling like no one understands you. Um, Capricorn, that's okay. That happens. And, welcome to the club of light workers, too. That's one of the primary things that light workers will go through. Feeling like we're the only light worker on the planet. This is not true. And I do firmly believe that God puts us light workers on the planet like that by ourselves. It's not like there's a community of light workers that are born together. No, we're born we're like what is it? The Munsters or the Adams family? One of the Munsters with the I'm dating myself. I hope you guys know what TV show I'm talking about. It's like the Adams family, but there was all these like dark characters, and there's the one like normal one that's cousin or whatever that's like normal, and she's the oddball. Um, that's the light worker, like you know. And we go through our whole lives asking ourselves, "What's wrong with me?" There's nothing wrong with you. You've been put here for a reason to bring your light, but right now we're working on calibrating to that maximum light. We're getting ready to be those beacons that we were meant to be. And before we get there, there's a whole lot of difficulty that we need to walk through. We're like diamonds being polished. Ten of Pentacles. This is kind of like keep walking because you're going to get here at some point. there is a better life promised for us. It's not like we're going to be walking barefoot in the snow forever. But we most certainly shouldn't make it harder for ourselves because that's pretty much what this reading is talking about, making it harder than it should be because, you know, nobody promised us a rose garden all the time. And no one is saying that things are not difficult for you right now. I'm not saying like, I'll get over it, pick up your bootstraps and, what you this anxiety that you're feeling is all in your head and let's go. The promised land is here. That's not what I'm saying. I know that you're right now going through it, but there are some real things that you can do to eliminate some of this um, that will help you move forward. Because right now you're a little bogged down with people and situations that are not on your same frequency. Look at the judgment card, and we're upright again. I mean, we're upright now. Upright. Yeah, see? And that's not a mistake that it's coming out next to the Ten of Pentacles, which is success. Success comes with a connection with spirit. You see? Then we have Queen of Pentacles. You have um abundance and what's the word I'm looking for? A fertile ground for that abundance. Creativity. This is what you're headed towards, and this is what you crave. And look, it's under the Four of Pentacles. You have this dream somewhere inside of you, but the way you're going to get there and what exactly it looks like may not be what spirit is trying to deliver to you. I promise you that anything that you have in your head right now, Capricorn, what God has planned for you is 1,000 times better. And I don't think that I have to convince you of that. I think that you would probably believe me when I say that. King of Cups. Okay. King of Cups talks about being the master of your emotions. We can slide him over here next to the Nine of Pentacles. Now, I'm not saying like don't be a crybaby. This is more like we are not going to let our anxieties cloud our judgment or hold us back in making decisions or keep us away from our spirituality, hold us in a toxic place. Because the King of Cups is a practical person. He is loving, he is balanced in his emotions and his intuition, and he utilizes all of that in a healthy way to make his decisions. If he has something that comes along that concerns him, he's not going to spin out in anxiety. He's going to acknowledge it and see how he can address it, analyze it, see what the solutions might be instead of running around like Chicken Little. And and catastrophizing. This is the kind of thing, by the way, Capricorns, that I myself have to remind myself of. So again, I'm not preaching at you. We are learning together. And as the weeks go by and we address one thing at a time, we're going to get through and start moving towards this. Okay, Capricorn? I am looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section. I love comments. I answer every single one. It's like Christmas morning hearing from you guys. So if there's something that's on your minds related to this or otherwise, I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay? Because it's very difficult being a YouTube content creator, and it's just um, uplifting to hear from my viewers. Um, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss upcoming videos. These are very quick gestures, cost you nothing. That really means the world to me and helps the channel grow. Um, Hold on, let's get a sip of water. Um, if you're really inclined to helping this channel, what you can do is go into the playlist that I've made for you. There's a Capricorn playlist. Put it on autoplay and have it on as background noise. You can even do that while you are winding down in bed, because watch hours mean everything to the growth of a channel. So I thank you in advance. I'm assuming this is your sun sign that you're watching, but what you might not realize is that your moon rising and north node signs are just as important to follow. If you don't know what those signs are, you can find out easily and for free online. Just um, just Google calculate my blank sign, and you'll find plenty of sites that'll do it for you for free. Find out which they are, come back to the Healing Grasshopper channel and listen to the corresponding videos. Shout out to all of my viewers, my my English speakers, US, UK, Canada, Australia. I am very grateful for you. I see you in my analytics and you blow me away. Thank you so much for your support. My non-English speakers, um, Spanish speakers, Portuguese, Filipino, Indian. I had a Hindi speaker asked me to dub my videos, which is an excellent idea and has become a part of my goals. But dubbing is very expensive. So what I ask is that you stick with the channel, um, and tolerate the the subchannels, the subtitles, and help the channel grow so that at some point we will get there together. Okay? I will speak to you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.